As my journey continues towards the beaches of southern Thailand, I found myself surrounded by rich forest trees, where in a small village, the local people have all come along to donate their time, cleaning, cooking and doing repairs for their monastery. I'm in Surat, Thani, and I thought that I would donate some of my time to cook for the monks and for these hard-working villagers.
A simple village setting deserves a simple village dish. Kuak ling, which is a pork curry in a southern curry paste, fiery hot. And I'm going to serve it with khao hom mali or jasmine rice. Every good Thai dish is served with jasmine rice. I'll show you that first. Now with jasmine rice, you can have an old crop or a new crop. And the new crop requires slightly less water than the older crop. This one here is from an older crop and it requires a little bit of extra water when you cook it. It's important to rinse the rice first. So what I'm going to do is just take 1 cup of rice and then cover that with water. It's important to give it a really good rinse to take off any excess starch from the outside of the rice, and that way the rice won't cling together too much, nice and separate. Okay, so we've got 1 cup of rice, so I'm going to use 1.5 cups of water. Before you start cooking, just even out the rice and the water so that it's nice and flat. Pop the lid on and press start. It'll take about half an hour. Another day I'll show you how to do it the traditional way in a small pot on a stove. Now, for the kuak ling, we need curry paste. You'll notice that the curry paste in the south is always yellow, and that's because of the turmeric that they put in there. It also gives it a different flavour. You'll also notice a slightly different heat, and that comes from the peppercorns that they put into their curry paste. What I'm going to do is show you how to take a convenience product, a ready-made red curry paste, and then add some southern twist to it. So, to start, a mortar and pestle and a small amount of turmeric, about 1/4 inch of turmeric. And then a pinch of fresh peppercorns and give that a crush. Then we take the red curry paste. Kuak ling is quite spicy, and I've got about 1.5 cups of pork mince here. So a good tablespoon of red curry paste, and it should be perfect. I love the fact that they call it khao hom mali, fragrant jasmine rice, because I can smell that jasmine flavour coming from the rice behind me. It's beautiful. So kuak ling, kua means to cook in a dry pan, and then gling is to roll. So traditionally this was cooked with no oil whatsoever, and the pork would actually stick to the wok. And when it had cooked, it would release and roll back down the sides of the wok. However, I like the flavour of a little bit of oil in there, so I'm going to use 1 tablespoon, but not too much. Okay, let's get started. The first item to go in there is the curry paste. Give that a fry just to become aromatic and fragrant. The pork mince. And we give that a few minutes before we add the next ingredient. It's okay to scrape the pan with this one. Make sure you release all of the sediment that's stuck to the edge of the pan. Some kaffir lime leaves, about 4 or 5 leaves, a pinch of sugar, fish sauce, about 1 tablespoon, snake beans, nice long fresh crunchy snake beans. Just break them up. Just turn that down a little bit. The final ingredient, peppercorns. In the south of Thailand, peppercorns grow everywhere. I've got 2 different types here today. These are the fresh ones that grow locally on the trees. However, they are sometimes hard to find in your local market. So these ones here are pickled in brine. They're just as good, add a lot of flavour, about 2 or 3 pieces, and then break them up into 1/2 inch lengths. And that's it, kuak ling with khao hom mali rice.
Thailand is all about giving to others. Sharing and accepting is one of the greatest lessons that I've learnt whilst immersing myself within the Thai community. Respect, honour, dignity, tradition, culture, love, acceptance, caring and community are all words that jump straight into the front of my mind when I think about Thailand and its people. It's what draws me back every time.
มีอีกกัวกลิ้งนะครับไม่เป็นไรครับ So now that the monks have eaten, the people from the village can also sit down and enjoy the kuah kling that we cooked earlier. It's a real privilege to come to Thailand and experience these things, to get down in the south, in the country, such lovely people, warm-hearted. When you come to Thailand, it's important. Get out there and experience everything. Southern food.
Whilst everyone took a moment to rest before going back to work, it was time for me to head to Surat, Thani town to visit one of the most beautiful fresh food markets. Speaking of beautiful, just look at that face. Even after a long day travelling around Surat, Thani, I've always got the energy to come here to the night markets. It's incredible, the only place to find true southern food on the street anytime. This is Knom Buang. It's basically a very thin, crispy crepe with a soft, fluffy meringue in the centre. The lighter orange ones is a silken egg yolk, and the darker orange is a salty coconut. They're so delicious. When you're in Thailand, in Surat Thani, grab these. Well, it's time for me to hit the hay. I've found some fresh ingredients for tomorrow morning's amazing breakfast dish. Pla Lui Suwan. This dish literally means fish munching in the garden, because on this lovely fried snakehead fish, the salad on top is so full of herbs, aromatic, crunchy, it's incredible. The snakehead fish, we literally picked this up from the market this morning, it was alive. When they gutted it, they actually leave, in the south, they leave the gut in the fish. They do take out the black parts and the bitter parts, but the liver and everything else that's edible is left in. We simply just make some scores on the side to allow the oil to get into the fish. Now in Western cooking, we quite often see fish dusted in flour before it's fried. But with this one here, it goes in straight without any flour. So we go straight into hot oil. The best way to test if the oil is ready is to take a chopstick and just place it in the center of the oil. If you see those light bubbles fizzing up from the wood, it's ready to go. Make sure you put the fish in very gently, head first. The fish has cooked through, and then we just put it onto some paper toweling to absorb any excess oil. When you take the fish out of the oil, use 2 utensils, because it is quite a long fish, just to support the length of the fish so it doesn't break. We'll leave that to drain. Turn off the gas, and then we can make the salad. This salad is fantastic, really easy to do. Some chili jam, and just a small amount of the coconut sugar. Some fish sauce, about 2 tablespoons, and then stir it together. And then we add some sour mango. With the mango, simply peel it, grab the knife, and cut the mango into fine, fine shreds. Of course, be careful of your fingers when you do this. Once you've made lots and lots of cuts, just run the knife down and the mango will shred off. Sawtooth coriander, 2 tablespoons. Kaffir lime, finely shredded, 1/2 tablespoon.
some red shallot, finely sliced, about 2 tablespoons. And then lemongrass, finely sliced, 1 tablespoon. Some baby spring onions, 2 tablespoons. A good pinch of chopped coriander. Dried chili, up to you. I would suggest at least 1 teaspoon, be adventurous and be daring. And if you like it hot, add 2. Some fresh mint, and just break the mint gently, just to release the flavour. And then stir it all together. Really important, just taste the salad and look at the balance of the sweetness, the sourness and the saltiness. Now, interestingly, in Thai food, we quite often add lime or lemon to add that sourness, but with this one, because the mangoes are so sour, you've already got it balanced perfectly. Yum, so delicious. I'm going to clear this up so I can present my fish. Again, with the fish, just pick it up very delicately and place it on the leaf. Grab the salad with some tongs and place it all the way down the center of the fish. I love this sort of food. It's so flavoursome. Sitting down with a nice beer sing in the sun, love it. Bla Louis Sawan. Thailand is full of sun and beaches and the most wonderful destinations, and I think it's really important that we acknowledge the wonderful drinks that we have in Thailand because of all the incredible fresh fruit. I've invited Sonia. Hello Sonia, how are you?
Hello, good, thank you, Duncan.
Good, thanks for coming. Sonia's from Chef's Choice and she's here to show us an amazing smoothie. So, which one are you doing today?
Today I'm going to be doing a refreshing pineapple smoothie,
Yep.
which is made from pineapple and coconut milk,
Yum.
similar to pina colada.
Yum,
Yes.
I love pina colada, but this one, no alcohol.
No alcohol.
Fantastic. Take it away.
Yeah, okay. So it starts off with 1 cup of fresh pineapple.
Yep. Could you use tinned pineapple?
Yeah, if you cannot find a fresh one, you can use the tin one. But the fresh one tastes a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, and a few mint leaves.
Okay.
You can pick a medium size, maybe 3 or 4.
Right.
And a little bit of lime juice.
Yep.
You can use lemon instead if you cannot find lime.
Right. Because in some countries, as you know, limes are not always easy to find, and sometimes limes are really expensive. But lemon will give it just as equally a good flavour.
Yes,
Fantastic.
definitely. A sprinkle of salt.
Salt.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Okay.
And this one, for sweetness and richness, it's a sweetened condensed coconut milk.
Right.
I'll just put 2 because Thai people love a little bit of sweetness.
It's got a beautiful creamy consistency too.
Yeah.
Look at that. Okay.
All right.
That's going on to my new menu.
Yeah, so you don't need to put any sugar here or syrup because you already have the sweetness from here.
Sure.
Lastly, you put a little bit of coconut milk, maybe 1/4 of a can.
Okay.
A little bit of ice. All right, now ready to go.
Fantastic.
Nearly done.
Nearly done?
Yeah, should be done now. Okay.
Oh, smell the coconut. That is incredible. You can actually really smell it, like fresh coconut.
Yes.
Yum.
And you put a little bit of pineapple slice to garnish.
Yep.
And a little bit of mint leaves.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can I try it?
Yes, definitely. You can tell me
so
how
excited.
it is. Yeah. How is it?
Oh, that is so good.
Really? Okay.
That is incredible. And you're right, the mint does give it that really refreshing kick, and the richness and the creaminess of the coconut milk. And like you said, no sugar needed because the sweetness from the condensed coconut milk is perfect. That's wonderful. Thank you so much for coming
you.
in.
Thank
Can
you.
Captain Cup, would you come back again another time and show me another
definitely.
one? Awesome.
Yes.
Fantastic. Sonia from Chef's Choice, an awesome pineapple and coconut milk smoothie.
This modest home belongs to my guide from Thai tourism, Surat, Thani. He was so kind to invite me in to see his hand-built, eclectic and beautiful home, which fits in perfectly with nature. He took me on a tour around his self-sustained garden. After seeing his fresh, free-range eggs from very happy chickens, I was inspired to set up here in his garden to cook the next dish. His family stoked up the wood fire stove for me to cook on. I am seriously so excited.
Boiled eggs are eaten by everyone all over the world, but kai luk kai is one of the best ways to eat them right here in Thailand. I've got those eggs which we picked up from the garden earlier. I'm just going to place those into some boiling water for 6 minutes and you should have a mediumly cooked egg. What's interesting about this dish is after they're boiled, we peel them and then deep fry them straight in hot oil. This dish is called son-in-law eggs. Now I've peeled the eggs and it's important that you lay them into the hot oil very gently using a ladle. The oil should be about 180 degrees Celsius. As you can see, they don't take long to cook at all. Lovely and golden brown. To finish off the dish, in a clean wok, a small amount of water, and then about 20 grams of palm sugar. Son-in-law eggs is always finished with a sauce that is sweet and sour. We've also got some tamarind liquid here, equal quantities with the palm sugar. And then I thought, just for fun, there's a lot of convenience products that are on the shelves these days, and quite often we don't know what to do with them. The pad thai sauce can be used for pad thai, but it's actually fantastic to be used in son-in-law eggs. It also has tamarind and sugar, but it also has radish and garlic and onion included as well. Palm sugar has dissolved, we'll take that off the heat, and then just to finish it off, I'll grab my chopping board. We take our eggs and cut them in half. The eggs are so fresh. It's incredible to think that they were just laid a few hours ago. They go in the bowl like that. And then we finish it off with some of our tamarind and palm sugar sauce. And to garnish, some crispy garlic, crispy shallots, some baby spring onions, and a few sprigs of fresh coriander. What a great way to have boiled eggs, son-in-law eggs.
From Surat, Thani, I took the ferry across to Koh Samui for a quick lesson in fruit carving.
Sawadee ka. Today I'm going to show you how to carve the leaf out of the cucumber. So in Thailand, people like to present their food the nicest way possible. So we will start with the Lebanese cucumber, or you can use continental cucumber as well. But to pick the nice and firm one that's easy to carve, we start with cut off the two top ends and then cut it into half and then divide it into 3 parts. Depend on the size of the cucumber as well. The biggest ones you can get into 3 to 4, but little one you can do it 2. And then we will use a little knife to cut into the shape of the leaf. You can choose to make a bigger leaf or a smaller one. Depend on the dish, what you're gonna garnish. That's the shape of the leaf. And then we will cut into the center and the other side, narrow it down to the pointy. With this one is a 90-degree angle, and then we turn into 45-degree angle and just cut it through to make the line for the center, and remove the cut, and then form into the 45 angle shape, and then another 45 angle to cut it through and remove the center. Remove. It's done. It's finished. You can get the beautiful leaf that you can garnish on your stir fry, fried rice, or even salads.
The barbecue. Everyone loves having barbecues. However, I really think that the barbecue doesn't have enough flavour. So I'm going to show you a really simple Thai marinade to add some flavour to your meat. Really simple. Some red curry paste. We've got one steak here, so I think about half a tablespoon of red curry paste. Some oyster sauce. It adds a nice richness to the marinade, about 2 tablespoons. A splash of soy sauce, and then a good pinch of finely shredded kaffir lime leaves. Really delicious. Give that a really good mix up, and then we marinate the steak. When you marinate meat, you can leave it in there for minimum 2 hours, but you can actually leave it overnight as well. As long as there's nothing acidic in the marinade, it won't harden the meat. A nice, beautiful cut of red meat. And then really push it around in the marinade and force it deep into the meat. Adds a lot more flavour. I'm actually going to let the chef here at the resort cook this one. I hear he cooks a really mean steak, and then I might just kick back and enjoy. Oh, thank you very much. Wow, thank you. Marinated steak, Thai style, ice cold Thai beer. I think my day's done.